Hey guys, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your favorite sexy Mexi with the wonderful Remy Keen here. Remy, how you doing today?
Oh, I'm fantastic as you are as well because we're back together again. We are
Again,
doing an
again.
episode. So,
So I think today we're gonna spin it off a little bit and say, let's talk about movies we don't like.
yeah, that's a
What do you
great
think of
idea.
that?
You
What do you
know,
think of that?
I think that we've been very kind to a lot of movies and we're like, "Hey, they did a good job or they really tried." And people might think we're like, "Oh, they're being really nice." Is like, are there any movies they don't like? Because I feel like they talk good about every movie. So, what I was thinking, and I'm like, I want to talk about movies I don't like because
Yes.
there's some movies that y'all like that I don't. There's some movies that, like, are critically acclaimed that I'm like, "No, that's not that good." And I don't mean it's like a 0 out of 10. I mean, it's like a less than 5 on my scale.
Gotcha.
Because most
Gotcha.
movies land around 6, 7, 8, right around there. The occasional lands at a 9, 9.5. I don't really have very many perfect movies. I don't think there are that many perfect movies out there, but I think it'd be fun to
Yes.
talk about. Yeah, so it's the Movie Bros Show with your hosts, Remy Keen and Josh.
So, I'm gonna kick this off and I don't know why, but I did not like the new Rise, the Planet of the Apes series. I didn't like the whole series. Like I thought, I just
Oof.
kind of was like, why can't they kill the dang monkeys, man? You
Mhm.
got all these hillbillies out here, and you got all these monkeys taking over the world. Really, bruh?
Right.
Obviously, you've never been to Arkansas or Kansas. You know, I mean Texas. Give me a break. You're not gonna take over Texas with monkeys, bruh. I mean, everyone's got rifles and shotguns. Get out of here with that. I just thought like the cinematics were great. I just felt like the story just didn't hold any water. I felt like I don't know. I just felt like we were dumb lemmings. All of a sudden, we've created this great, wonderful thing, and then we're just the dumbest thing on the world all of a sudden. And I just didn't like it. I actually prefer the old ones. I felt like they were more mind bending than kind of with the CGI and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm gonna give my first one and say I just didn't like the whole series. Just didn't make sense to me. That's my first one.
Yeah. No, that's good. I would agree with you, honestly. Like, I actually don't disagree. And I have a feeling that maybe you'll disagree with some of the ones I say, or I'll disagree with some of the ones that you say. But
Right.
ultimately, I don't disagree with you on this one because I don't really care for the Planet of the Apes. My wife likes them, and so I try to give them a shot. I mean, I'm not saying they're bad, but like
Right.
a 3 or a 4 on my
Right.
number, like, out of 10. Not that good, right? I mean,
Right. Right. I mean, I don't know. Again, like I said, I just felt like it just wasn't real.
yeah.
And I
So
and I get yeah, go ahead.
oh, no, go ahead.
Yeah, and I get it's meant to be a sense of fantasy, but like when they put a lot of scientific stuff in it, there has to be like this small slither of it could really happen in reality in that movie, and I just never felt that ever in those movies. So don't like them.
Yeah,
Don't know, just that kind of thing. So
right.
sorry, sorry, not sorry.
No, that's alright. So, I'll probably catch a lot of flack for this one, but Ferris Bueller's Day Off, I think
Yeah.
Ferris is just a jerk. I
Mm,
I don't think he's cool or anything, and yeah, I've heard the whole, like, thing where he's, like, this idolized guy that's in, the other character's head, but ultimately, he treats his best friend, if he is real, he's a real guy, it's like, he treats his best friend so poorly. It's
hmm
awful. Like,
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not it I mean, it's kinda fun. Like, I'm saying it's like a 4 or a 5, but it's not like anything higher than that, but, like, I don't know. I They don't seem real as much as, you would think. Just doesn't really, I don't know, meet the needs of what a movie should be like that. So, now I do like certain aspects of it. Like, I think some of it's funny, but I think it's way overrated than what it actually is worth. So,
Okay.
that's my hot take for you.
Okay.
I think this episode, maybe we'll name it like, "Is this movie good or bad? Hot takes," or something like that. Hot takes on movies, because it's our hot take, right? It's like, it doesn't necessarily mean it's true, but it's just
Right.
awful.
The next movie I'm going to come down with are the Magic Mike series with Channing Tatum. I just
Yeah.
think it's just
Trash,
dumb, just
trash.
total trash. I mean, even for a movie that's meant to be exciting, I don't even think it's that exciting. I mean, I just, when you look at the characters dancing, you're like, oh, that's Kevin Nash, and that other dude's gay, I think, but whatever. I guess they're sex symbols, and that's how it works. So I don't know. I just felt like there's no real story behind it, and don't like them.
Yeah. No, I'm the same. I gave the first one a shot, and then I didn't really even care for the
Right.
other ones, so, honestly, I feel like I stopped it halfway through. It's like, I do not like that. I don't really wanna see it. Yeah, no, I'm not interested. And again, hot takes, guys. If you disagree with us, let us know, but so far, I'm pretty sure I mean, I agree with the ones that you've said. You probably don't agree with the one I said, but it's just, yeah, no, not good. Another one that I didn't really get, or like, I didn't think it was all that great, Animal House. Like,
Okay.
I mean, it might be like a different time, or like I just didn't understand, but I just don't like the frat boy, like,
Mm,
humor, and it is not for me. It's not something like. I would say I would put Porky's on the same level of this, like,
yeah.
just
Right.
all
Right.
that crap at that time that was kinda similar. I'm just like, "No, no, that's not for me." It's not anything I enjoyed watching. I'm not like, "Oh, yeah, I definitely wanna see that again." No. No, it's something I'd wish I'd maybe had that part of my life back, but yeah, so, hot take.
Okay.
Hot take, guys.
Another one that I didn't think was all that great, in my opinion, was Juno.
Mm,
It won quite a bit of awards and just kind of groundbreaking because it talked about teen pregnancy and abortion and things like that. But I felt like, I don't know, I didn't care for the character. I felt like she was just outside of her decisions. I just never really connected to the character. And maybe, again, maybe a male who's in his 30s and 40s maybe won't get the character as much. Maybe it's more geared towards women, but I still just didn't feel like it was that well done of a movie, to be honest. I didn't see what the big hype was, to be honest. I don't know. It just to me was not not that not that great, and it to win the amount of awards that it did that year, I just didn't get it.
right.
So that's
No,
just me.
No, I definitely see where you're coming from. It's for me, that one's still like a 6 on my ranker. Like, I like certain aspects about it. One, that she keeps the baby. I like that. I like that, it talks about adoption, things like that, and being an option instead of just all the crap around that. But no, I see, like, the overall just story is unrelatable to yeah, it just depends on when you watch it, I feel like, but
Mm,
I see what you mean.
mhm, mhm.
Now, here's a movie that I really wanted to like. Oh my gosh, like, I wanted to like it so bad. Like, I love musicals, number 1.
Okay.
I just think musicals are awesome, but La La Land, I just I have not gotten through it. Like, I can't watch it Seriously, like, I get, like, partway through it, and then I just get bored. I've either
Mm,
fallen asleep or just I'd rather be watching something else or doing something else. It just didn't captivate me. It didn't hold my attention well enough. Now I love Ryan Gosling in a lot of his stuff. I love Emma Stone in a lot of her stuff, but I did not like this movie, and I like the music from it. That's the other thing is, like, I've listened to the soundtrack, and I like that, but I just could not stick with the characters in the movie. I just wasn't they didn't get me invested within the first 30 minutes, and that's hard for me because I wanted to watch this and like it, and yeah, I mean, it's still like a 5, it's still up there, and, I mean, because I've only gotten, like, 30 minutes through it, but I don't know all the way through it, but yeah, La La Land is one of them. I really wanted to like it. I really wanted to, I promise. Sorry.
gotcha, gotcha. I was looking at, speaking of musicals, another one that totally bombed and everybody kind of hated this one was Cats.
Mm,
I
I
just, I saw, I actually quit watching it. I mean, I didn't even finish it.
wow.
After 10 or 15 or 20 minutes, I was just like, man, this is just not what I remember. I don't like these sequences. I don't know. It just was just not happening. And I'm not sure why I thought I would like it in the first place, I guess. I do remember seeing it as a young man, and kind of it's one of those Broadway performances that's kind of gone on over the years. But this version, the latest version, yep, don't like it. Didn't care for it. Didn't work for me. So
Yeah. So another movie, I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed this the first watch through, but now that I like think about it again, I'm like, doesn't really make sense. I didn't really, like, become that connected to the characters. I just watched it to see how it ended. That's kind of was my only driving motive and factor. The Curious Case of Benjamin Button is what I'm talking about. Do you remember that movie?
yeah, the Curious Case of Benjamin Button, where he grows
Ages Backwards.
ages backwards, right?
Yeah. So ultimately, it just talks about how we are born and die in the same direction. It's like we are born in diapers and die in diapers, and ultimately, it was like a interesting take on it, but like I don't know, it's just it won awards if I remember right, but
Mm,
just wasn't something I was like, "Wow, that's so good." But I don't know. It's not bad necessarily, but again, it's just not something that I'm like,
mm, okay. I think just kind of looking through stuff, I think I had another one in mind. I'm looking for it here.
I have another one that I actually got shunned for in a forum.
Okay.
It was in like a movie group I was on Facebook, and they were like, "This is like that's like a near perfect movie," and I'm like, "Oh, I don't like it at all."
Which
Like,
one's that?
it's like a 3. There Will Be
Oh,
Blood.
oh yeah, that was terrible. Oh my
I
god.
so slow, it dragged on forever. Like, I love that they included a deaf person in it, and but that dude was a trash bag to him. Like, what the heck? And then ultimately, like, oh, he murders the kid preacher that comes to him desperate for money because it's the freaking roaring 20s, dirty 30s
Yeah.
famine that swept our land, and he doesn't show compassion on this kid. He's the richest man in town, and he just kills the dude, and like, it's stupid. I don't like it. I sat through this whole movie in the theater with my wife because I thought
Oh
she
my
was
god.
liking it, and she
Right.
thought I was
I was
liking it,
liking it.
and
Yeah.
we both wanted to leave.
To leave.
For
Yeah.
the whole time, we wanted to leave, but we were both staying for the other. However, I will say that the actor in that the one redeeming quality, the actor that plays the preacher kid there
Leonardo DiCaprio, right?
oh, Paul Dano.
No, no, Paul. There you go. That's right. That's
Paul
the other one.
Dano,
Yeah.
fantastic. I loved his performance. The one thing that I thought was amazing about the whole movie was Paul Dano's performance. Like,
Mm,
100%, he plays awesome characters. Anything I see him in, I love him in. Like, I'm not nothing against Paul Dano at all because I think he did the best for what he could with it. But yeah, the rest the rest of that movie is just so just that's how I would describe it.
that's funny.
I
That's funny.
and like I got straight up shunned in this movie group I was in for saying I didn't like that movie. They're like there's some people that say that that's like the perfect movie ever. And like they rank it as like a 10 out of 10. And I'm like,
Mm,
"How? How?"
right,
Like I do
right.
not care for that movie at all. Gosh.
Okay, so man, this is another one. I'm probably gonna get some flack for this, but I did not like Dunkirk at all.
I haven't seen it.
Oh my gosh, I I, I don't know what I expected, but I felt like after watching, Saving Private Ryan and some other war movies, Hamburger Hill, that's a good old '90s flick, '80s flick. But Dunkirk was like the most boring movie I had ever seen, and it won so many awards, and I was like, I'm not getting it. Not even getting it. I didn't even get the plot to it. It felt like it was they had put like two separate stories and kind of glued it together, tried
Wow.
to make it work. Yeah, it just wasn't there for me. Gosh, I really tried to like it and I wanted to like it, but no, no, it just didn't work for me at all. Yeah, sorry, not sorry. So yeah.
I'm trying to look for other ones that are on the list here.
Okay, so
Oh,
I go ahead. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Another movie, man, and I'm a huge fan of both these artists. But Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence.
Mhm.
I hated the movie, man. I
Oh,
thought these guys were some of the best comedic geniuses of this time, of all time almost. And I felt like the movie just didn't do them justice. I felt like there was funny parts in it,
yeah.
right? But tell me the plot to Life.
These guys
Yeah,
got out of prison or and
there.
they
Yeah, exactly.
are in
There's nothing.
prison life.
There's nothing to it. I
I
mean,
don't
it's
know.
like it was
No,
like
let's play a few characters in our movie and try to be cool.
yeah, yeah. It was just it's like let's bring a great black actor and another great black actor, and they're both
Right.
super funny.
Amazing
And
people. Like,
yeah, right,
gosh, I love
right.
their movies.
Like, but I just felt like they didn't have really good chemistry. I felt like there was just something missing with that movie, and you watch. Tell me a memorable part in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That forgettable. I
Yeah.
mean, just nothing. It was nothing. I don't know. But again, that's how I feel about it. So
No, that makes sense. It's like, I remember the movie exists. I couldn't tell
right,
you. I'm
right.
pretty sure I saw it on TV, made for TV, like Switch. So my next movie, a lot of people say that it was good or whatever, and I liked it up until maybe the last 10 minutes, and I can't stand it after that. Like, I just watch it up to that point, and then I'm like, "No, this is stupid." Did you ever see the movie Lucy?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, no,
I felt like
no.
the ending ruined it. Is that what you're talking
Yeah,
about? The ending?
exactly. I liked the
Yeah,
movie up until the
yeah,
ending. It went from, like, a 7 on my score down to, like, a 4 because of the ending. The ending literally led up to 100% of my brain being used, and I'm stupid. And it's like, "No,
yeah.
no, I'm no,
You,
don't
you
like
know,
it."
it was like I don't know. It just like the end just took a dive.
Mm,
Like it was running this great marathon at a nice fast pace,
yeah,
and then the end is like they jumped in a rocket ship and they just left everything, and it just stopped making sense. at that point, right? Where she becomes this alternate
Right.
being that became everything, knew everything, and all this and that. I don't know. I get you. I get you on that.
Yeah.
And the action scenes were great. Like
Yeah, it
the
was
a
so
lot of
good
it,
up until
yeah,
that point.
right, right.
I
You're
liked
exactly
it.
right. I'm gonna tell you one that I liked, but I'll probably never watch again because I didn't like it. That was
Mm.
called Bird Box with
Oh,
Sandra
yeah,
Bullock.
yeah,
You know, like I felt like it was a great concept, but the whole blind thing got old. The whole they can't see the monster got old.
yeah.
The whole like I'm watching this deal and she's got a hood over it herself, but you can see through the hood. So does that count? You know, I mean, I felt like some of the scenes in the house was just dumb. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
It just isn't my favorite apocalypse movie type of thing. So, yeah, I
I
kind of
mean,
feel,
I would say that it's not bad. Like, again, it's like a very mid movie, you know? Like, I see exactly what you're saying for sure, though. So, here's another one. Honestly, it flopped in the box office, but it's like a cult classic now, and it should have flopped. I think it was just awful. It just no. Battlefield Earth with John
yeah.
Travolta,
Oh,
no.
yeah, that was
That was
terrible.
awful. Like, and now people
Terrible.
are like, "Oh, let's get behind it," 'cause it's L. Ron Hubbard and
Yeah.
Scientology and all that crap, and I'm like, "No, bad, trash, awful, bad, yucky.
Yeah,
No,
that
thank
one
you."
was terrible.
Yeah, no,
Terrible. What else? Let's see if I can stumble upon something else here.
yeah, I'm just looking.
Oh, yes. So let's get into this, Remy King.
Okay.
Death Note remake
Oh,
on Netflix.
the only thing I like about this
Why?
movie, Willem Dafoe as Ryuk, but
Yes,
everything else,
it was bad.
cut it. Cut it out. Awful.
Yes,
Like,
yes,
stop that crap. Like, if
yes.
you're gonna make something, pay it homage, pay it justice. Do not completely ruin your story to make it short. Don't try to fit an entire developed, amazing story into 30 minutes or an hour. Like, if it's 42 episodes long, you could probably make it 20 episodes long and it still be okay, but don't you dare make it a crappy movie, because that's what they did, and it was
Yes.
just awful.
You got another one? I've got another one. If you don't.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, I'm still looking.
Now this is kind of a foreign movie. It's along the lines of The Host, and I don't know if you've ever seen The Host.
I love Ghost.
Yeah, right.
So
Okay. Yes.
fantastic movie.
Well, this one's called Okja, right?
Oh,
OKJ or
gotcha.
Okja,
Yeah,
right? Okja or whatever. I didn't like it. I mean,
I
to me, it felt like save the earth, save the animals, and
yeah, they were
a lot
pushing
of
some agendas.
political
Yeah.
agendas, that kind of thing. I felt like it should have just been a magical story. I didn't need any politics. I don't need any, secret agendas behind the story. So yeah, didn't like that one. And on top of that one, I didn't like Happy Feet. Happy Feet
Same.
again
It
to me
also pushes
was
political agenda.
huge political agendas. I mean, I had to explain to my son some things and just you know, just leave it out of movies, man. I mean, unless it's a movie about politics, right? But don't
Right.
don't pretend to dress it up as this great, funny fantasy story for you to just kind of push your own ideas down my throat, I guess. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Goodness. Huh. Going down the list here.
Hmm. Oh yes.
Now, okay, so I have one, but it's mainly just probably because I really just don't like drug movies, right?
Okay.
I don't like it when a movie is about, just getting high, drugs, all that kinda stuff, it's just not for me, but Requiem for a Dream,
Oh,
like,
killing me, Smalls.
I mean, it was
Oh,
good,
you're killing me.
but I just
Oh,
I
this is
can't
the
get
first
into it.
one. I'm just like, oh
Yeah,
gosh,
I can't get into it, like, I tried.
man.
All my
Stop.
friends wanted me to like it so much,
Oh,
and I'm
stomach
just
got sick.
maybe I need to watch it as an adult because I watched it last time I watched it was, like, I think I was 16, 17. Yeah, something like that.
I honestly think
And it was newer back then,
you can only appreciate it if you had ever been in kind of that state of mind.
and I haven't. Yeah.
To be honest, like actually, to me, what was cool about the movie was the old lady piece because drugs were normally at that time for for youth and kids, and you
Yeah,
never thought that
that's true.
adults and elderly people would have the same issue.
Yeah. See,
And when
there's
she was wigging
redeeming
out,
qualities about it.
yeah, and then, but yeah, I man, but I get it. If you never like, have you seen Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas?
Yeah, yeah.
And
That's
how did you feel
also
about
one
that one?
it's like a
See, again, if you've
6.
never been on
Yeah,
this weird,
yeah.
peyote trip and you've never like
Right.
experienced
No, it was
these
better just
things,
'cause I really enjoyed the performances a lot better in that one, but no, this again, it's still like a 5.
no, right,
It's not low. It's not like a 1 or a 0 or anything like
right,
that, but it's probably just 'cause I can't relate, I just
right,
yeah,
right.
which thank
Okay,
goodness. But
well, yeah, no, and again, I get it. I
yeah.
mean, I get it. Okay, I got one for you, and
Okay.
this is gonna be a kick in the teeth,
Okay.
and I'm gonna apologize up front. I am gonna apologize up front. When I was a kid, I kind of liked it, but now that I've seen enough movies, I kind of just like, okay, Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh, man.
I know, see, right? But let me tell you why.
Okay.
Like there were some great genius scenes in that, but when I watch it now, I'm just like, just it's too nonsensical to me. It's too like,
Yeah.
what the heck, right? Like the dude cuts off his leg and he keeps trying to fight, and then he cuts off the other leg and he keeps trying to fight, and then he cuts off his arms and he keeps trying to fight, or like the musical dance scenes, right? And it's like like when I was 15 or 10, funnier than snot,
Yeah.
right? But now that I'm kind of older, I'm like, yeah, it was funny maybe when I was younger. I just don't think I want to watch it ever again now. Now, is it a cult classic? Yes. You know, did it have some things that kind of changed comedy forever? Yeah, most definitely. Is it you know probably in the 100 top best movies ever? Yeah, but you know, I'll never watch it again. Period. For me, it's just not worth my time anymore.
No, I can see what you mean. It's definitely dumb, like, but it's so iconic. Like, it's that there's a reason like people love it. It's so quotable.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah. But I
Actually, I
see
got I got
what you
I
mean.
got a little challenge for our viewers here.
Yeah.
How many people under the age of 25 have seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail? I'd like to
It's
see those numbers. I
uh,
guarantee there's probably 10% of people less than 25 that even know
what
what the
that
story's
is.
about.
You're
Yeah,
probably right. Yeah.
yeah,
And it's hilarious because I guarantee you about 50% have heard it quoted and laugh at it or something like
right.
that, but they don't have an idea
Idea,
of where it came from
right,
or what it is. Yeah.
right.
Now, here's another movie. I rate it like a 6, but like everybody's just like, "Oh, have you seen this movie? It's so good." But again, the drugs and just the lifestyle is just what throws me off. And I think I'm noticing like a pattern of movies I don't like, and they probably have to do with, uh, I mean, substance abuse, and maybe it's just because I never, you know, got into that, had to deal with that or anything. But The Wolf of Wall Street, like, I love Leonardo DiCaprio, man. Like he is a great actor. Jonah Hill in that movie, Margot Robbie in that movie, all my favorite like actors that do amazing things in film. And I'm not saying their performances were bad or anything. I just don't like the story. I don't like the story.
Yeah, so I'm gonna chime in and say that like that was decadence to an extreme. That was almost up there with Caligula in the 70s,
Yeah.
which is basically 1 2 hour long orgy.
Ugh. Ugh.
Yeah, it was that bad. You,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I mean, and again, those don't do not watch Caligula. I mean, it strong, strong, strong parental. Probably should never even put your eyes on it ever.
Yeah.
But
I've never seen that. No.
yeah, and don't. It's not even worth your time, to be
Okay.
honest. It
Okay.
was just kind of one of those, it was kind of take Stanley Kubrick's The Eyes Wide Shut, give it a bunch of meth, and put a '70s soundtrack to it, and it
Mm,
was worse than that. Yeah,
mm. Well,
yeah, yeah. It was crazy. So, but yeah, so Wolf of Wall Street was definitely one pushing the boundary of the cuss word,
yeah.
pushing the boundary of the sex scene,
Yeah.
and all that stuff. The decadence of it was a lot, and again, it's rough to watch that to me
Yeah.
sometimes. Where like I'm just like
Feel
I
like
don't know
I
if I'm
take a shower afterwards.
yeah yeah. It's just not inviting. It's
Yeah.
just not like it's not
Feels
comfortable,
gross. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I can understand that.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
I appreciate that.
Let's see what else do we got here. Oh yes, I was gonna say the Medea movies. Now now hear me out here. Couple of those movies are really good, but they kind of became like Medea 20, Medea 19, and now they're just like they just become this thing where now it's a formula. She's taking care of kids that are not hers. Like I'm gonna describe 5 things on this Medea movie. You tell me which movie it is,
It's all
and you
of them.
won't be able
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, she takes care of kids that are not hers. There's some sort of abuse, some sort of abuse of a woman or alcohol. Medea always gets sent to jail, always has problems with the law, and she's beating up people.
Yep.
Which Medea movie is that? Oh,
All of
wait, that's all of them,
them. Yeah.
right? And I love it. Initially, when that first movie came out, I was dying because it was something original. It was funny. It had some heartwarming things, but man, she has definitely run up that ticket, man. She
Yep.
she kicked that dead horse over and over and over, and I'm over it, man. Just
Yeah.
over it.
No, I totally understand where you're coming from there. I haven't seen a lot of the Medea movies, but I only have to see like one or two to be able
There
to
you
tell you every movie. Uh,
go.
Not that they aren't, good, but when I see it once or twice, I don't need to see the rest of them because 'cause they're
Yeah.
all the same. So yeah, yeah.
Mm,
Hey, that does it for this episode of the Movie Bros Show. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you come back next week, same time, same place, for another great episode. In the meantime, check out our YouTube channel for some short content that we release only exclusively there. Until next time, peace.